more significant than me. The other way you do.
So then Kathy is with you. What do you say now? Give it to Kathy and I. I said, no, no, it's still me. The only difference is that you've added Kathy to the list. But that doesn't change the me. Well, yes, it does, because there are two of you. I said, no, no, no. Uh-oh.
See, they always have kind of a logic.
Yeah, yeah, but yeah, no one, she could not get it. She couldn't get
They're
it.
logical but wrong. It's very hard to teach somebody.
Or it's thought, you know, it's like, you know how people say, one should say, it is I.
It is I.
Then it's me.
Which sounds so tattooey that we don't say it.
That's right.
See, yes, there's certain things that are changing in the language.
That's right.
And we're caught in the middle and it doesn't sound right.
I have to say that I froth at every orifice with horror, with that even two things, and this must get you particularly too, the business with lie and lay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I hate
Oh,
that.
I hate that
Yeah.
too.
And the other is begging the question, which no people no longer know what it means, and they think it induces the question, you know, or raises the question.
But when in fact it,
yes.
yeah.
Whereas it means
Questioning.
exactly the
It
opposite.
means
Questioning the
arguing as though something had already been decided. Is it?
No, it doesn't.
What
Questioning the
exactly
question.
does it mean?
Begging the question means that you avoid the issue. Not that it's already been decided, but it's a forensic term initially.
Yes.
Ah.
And means that you beg not to discuss it in this situation.
Ah, but you know, I've never used the phrase, mainly because I wasn't sure how and when to use it.
Well,
Consequently, now I need to have it explained, because I was scared of the phrase. Yeah. That begs the question, means...
Yes, means that avoids the issue.
Ah.
That's right. You may think so, but actually you're begging the question, the important thing, which is...
If somebody used it right in a sentence to you, you would know what they meant. Even
Probably so,
if you didn't know it ahead of time, you'd still know it when you heard it.
Whereas now you see all the time that it's used as though it meant the opposite, that raises the question. When?
Yes, I know that's right. I don't like it when people say simplistic when they mean simple.
Yeah, that's irritating too.
Simplistic has a special meaning.
It certainly does.
It's not simple.
In fact, they don't understand istic. They don't understand the modulation, the istics.
That's right.
They don't ever.
God, we're smart kids. But it ain't Vassar necessarily, because I know there must be plenty of Vassar graduates that say me and him went to the store nowadays, they say.
Oh, I've heard so many things from our classmates that are incorrect, and oh yes. Well, try and is one of them that they say a lot of, and the me, and one I heard really surprised me was me as the subject of the sentence from one of our classmates who is in a position that she shouldn't
How
be
did
using.
she use it?
That's me and Jim over there.
Or me and Jimmy used to say, me and Annie are going down to the store.
Yeah, now that is a really dumb thing. But
Well,
to say
now
that's me and Jim,
that's
that is
vernacular.
me, is wrong, of
Well,
course.
it is. And
Of
the
course
other
it is.
thing
And yet,
is when
I do
people-
hear it all the time.
But see, the thing
How
is,
are
not,
you?
aside
You
from
say,
me,
I'm
it's supposed to
good.
be
That
that
is
you
not
are the
right
second
to say,
person.
but I say it.
Ah.
You don't
Well,
say
I
that
think
you say, out of courtesy, you say the
If
other
one
person's
says,
name first.
I had an
well, thank
argument
you.
once
How are you? They
with a
think I'm
relative
being
when I was
selfish.
corrected. I said, I
Yes.
think you should have
I
said,
found a penny
give
on
it
who it is
to
that I'll
I said,
do all those
someone gave it, I did the
absolutely
wrong thing. I said, someone gave it to me and Larry. She said, no, dear, someone gave it to Larry and I. I said, no, you can't say give it to I.
Larry and me.
So then she said, well,
that too correctly.
all right, maybe it should be me, but you have to put him first.
Yeah.
And
I
I
went out
didn't
with a man
think you
once and I
have
thought it
to.
was
I don't
quite
think you have to.
Yeah, well,
Grammatically
you should.
speaking, it's correct if he's not first. But it is a courtesy.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it doesn't sound right to put
To say
yourself
me and
first.
Larry. It really does sound bad.
Yeah.
And it just sounds bad because it sounds like me and him.
Yeah.
You know, it confuses people.
I said, okay, I'm
Yeah, that makes
doomed,
sense.
doomed. It's like that little character in Dilbert who's in the corner who says, we're doomed, aren't we?
Yeah.
Never went out with him again. Because he didn't write, he didn't call.
But have you noticed also that people now, and even in in news broadcasts, and so on, that they will, because all of these tenses are gone, that the meaning can really be, if I went, meaning had I gone.
Yeah, had I gone, yeah.
Right?
If I went there yesterday, this would never have happened.
But then they don't even say this didn't. Then
They
this,
say-
this may not happen. May not happen. If I went. Now
No, let
But
me
it's
see.
completely where you don't know whether it has in fact happened, or
Mhm.
whether there's a causal relation between the two parts. Because all of the modulations, conditionals and subjunctives are entirely wrong.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, and I imagine will go on.
How about would of and could of?
Yeah, that, and then you see it
Of
written
is
too.
to be
It
part
have.
of the verb. I
It's
would
have.
have. I
But
would
isn't that
have.
could have?
Could
Isn't
have,
that-
yes.
that's the-
Could have
It's
gone.
our
And they say,
contraction.
Yes.
Could have.
Could
We say
have. Could have
but
gone.
But people say could have.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
you see, they
O
have-
F instead of
And
V
just as
E.
they say,
Yeah.
in the last 15 years or so, that people say it's not much, that not much of that gets.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, they get the
Yes,
other.
she's
Yes.
not much of a cook, is she?
No, well, that's okay.
That one's
Is that
okay.
okay?
Yes, that
Well, how
one
do
But
they
is
say
will
it wrong?
say,
Yes.
but where the of just doesn't belong at all. Where it's, I guess it's.
No, it's as. They say as incorrectly. And
Yeah, well, they say like, but
Yeah.
but of. Big of a big of
We
a
wanted
big
to
It's
of
see
not
if
that
there's
big of a
internet
deal.
cafe
There it is.
around
It's
here.
not that big
I'm
of
going
a
to bring
deal.
the phone book out
The
here.
newscasters
Let's check that.
People,
Kathy was
pundits
asking.
say that all the
Yes,
time.
right.
Before it
Flies away.
Not that big.
I'd be right here with the phone book.
Yes. And so big of a, and then also, yeah, beat up on me. They beat me up. Beat up
Oh,
on me.
he beat up
But
on
that
you.
may be a blackism that's come
Or I'll
into the.
slap you upside the head.
Well, that's
This is-
cute, I think,
but
actually,
it-
yeah.
Well, it's,
I mean, not-
it's hostile.
Yes, it's hostile,
Very,
but it's,
very
but it's linguistically not authentic sound.
Yes. Yeah.
That's good.
I'll beat you around the ear hole, so you get the English equivalent here. Oh, you always think of somebody with no ears.
Box shootings. No longer exists, I suppose.
Yes, and I used to read that long before I understood it in novels that I was reading. I was reading novels that were above my social comprehension. I never knew what it is. I mean, I know boxing your ears hurts like hell, but what do you actually do to someone when you box? You just punch them in the ear?
Like a boxer.
Oh, box your ears. Of course. I just never could understand it.
See, aren't you glad we had this little talk?
Yes, thank you, yes. You've cleared up. You've cleared up so many things for
And
me.
you for me. And I mean, we could have gone all our lives, without having
all of our remaining years would have been
That-
blighted
Yes,
as they have been.
That's right.
So
That's
far.
right.
Oh dear.
I wonder why the teachers of today don't know these things. I mean,
They
my
went to teachers' college where they were
No,
taught by
my-
teachers.
my great aunt lived with us, and she was a German lady, but she spoke perfect English grammar, and she was a teacher in the New York City school system back at the turn of the century. And she knew her grammar upside down, backwards, forwards. I mean, she never would make a mistake. And if I would ever make a mistake, I would be corrected by her.
That's right.
My parents knew it too, but she was the one that mainly trained me as a very young child. But how did she know, being a child of immigrants, that people today don't know? Why not?
She learned in a more rigorous school. Mostly people get their good grammar from their parents.
Yes.
So it's a whole
And the
unfortunate-
sound,
it's
the
a class.
idea of where, the instinct for it.
And I was telling Hope this morning that I didn't know any grammar. I didn't know any grammar at all. I used grammar correctly, and I had to learn it all when I started to be a teacher. I had to get a grammar book and explain and teach it to
Yes, I
myself.
still don't know grammar.
No, that's right.
No, and Larry, of course, couldn't understand how his Russian students in this country did not know English grammar, because he, of course, had studied English. And
That's
so
right.
he knew the grammar, and he would say, how can they say, give it to I? I mean, how, and come to think of it, I don't think that's possible in any language other than English, is it? Even the lowliest peasant in France would never say, donnez cela à je. They would never.
Never.
Even, don't you agree? Can you imagine anybody?
No.
I mean, or really,
Right.
I don't know. I think it's just an English-speaking fetish.
My very well
Phenomenon.
first husband used to
And the
say,
Brits make
I
mistakes,
felt
too.
uneasy.
Do they too?
Yes.
So it's
Yes.
not just Americans who do
Right.
that.
Learned that. You always knew that it was because he was tensing up. Oh my.
But I and my cousin is also a question of balance, right? My cousin and I got on really fine.
Well, he was slipping into something that he thought was a formal construction.
Yes, exactly.